Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I have another recap of the Washington football team's OTA session where the media did attend today. So we'll talk about some of the biggest takeaways, talk about who was there and who wasn't, and I'll be giving you guys a bunch of highlights from today's session. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video. So we'll go ahead and start with some of the highlights from today's session. We got some clips from Ryan Fitzpatrick, Taylor Heinicke, De'Ami Brown, Jarrett Patterson, Terry McLaurin, Sammis Reyes, Antonio Gibson, and much more. So hope you guys enjoy that. And then we'll come back and, talk about the biggest takeaways and some of the, Ron Rivera's thoughts. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with an injury update and an attendance update, and I hope you guys did enjoy those clips. So Curtis Samuel was dealing with a slight groin issue, so he was working on the side for a bit. Taylor Heinicke took an elbow above the eye last week during a drill, leaving a gash, so that's why he didn't have a helmet. And I do think, he was limited today a little bit. And Saahdiq Charles was being monitored, off of last season's kneecap injury, but Rivera says nothing alarming. So that's good on the Saahdiq Charles, front, because when I heard, I think John Keim said that Saahdiq Charles was working on the side, I thought he had another injury, and even if it was a minor one, that would concern me because he's had a bunch of different injuries. But if it's just him, taking some time off and easing back into things, that's definitely fine. And then, Curtis Samuel and Taylor Heinicke, really nothing with those injuries, not a big deal at all. They, maybe they'll be limited in the next couple, next week and a half, but they should both be good to go for training camp in about 7 weeks. And then Chase Young still not there. I still don't think it's a big deal. Yes, I wish he was there, but he's not. He's been working out though, still obviously going to be in shape, and I don't think, week 1 of the season or week 6 of the season, we're going to be talking about, man, I wish Chase Young was there in, voluntary, OTAs. And then Montez Sweat was back today, so that's good news to hear. And, I do expect Chase Young, though, to be here next week. And then Jonathan Allen was not here today. It is voluntary, and he was here all of the, the last couple of weeks, so that's definitely fine. I don't think this is a big deal at all. As long as they're here for, the voluntary part, that's really all that matters, as long as they, continue to be great players. So, now some of the, takeaways from OTAs and, the press conference. So Jack Del Rio compares first-round pick Jamin Davis's approach to his rookie season so far, similar to Chase Young last year. All business. Love to hear that. Chase Young last year was one of the leaders of this team, the leader of this defense, and, hope to have Jamin Davis do the same thing this year. And, you want to have that similar approach to what Chase Young did last season. And, so far we've heard all great things about Jamin Davis. Can't wait to see more of him in training camp and also in the preseason this year. Preseason going to be very fun because we're going to be able to see a lot of these guys that we normally wouldn't have wouldn't be able to see And then this is a starting defense on the field, or at least, Jamin Davis was at middle linebacker. He's been there pretty much all of all of OTAs and rookie mini camps. So we'll see. I mean, it could just be them testing him out there and, seeing how he does. But I mean, it would be really, really impressive if he does end up if he ends up as our starting middle linebacker, and that would be great because we did invest a first-round pick on him. So if he can be our starting middle linebacker week 1, that would be great. And then Cameron Curl, and DeShazer Everett were at safety. I assume Cameron Curl was at strong safety, and DeShazer Everett was at free safety. And real quick, some punt returner talk. Don't have the tweet pulled up here, but Rivera says they have a few options. The first one he mentions is DeAndre Carter, then Steven Sims and Dax Milne. The only problem is, we don't know if any of those 3 are going to make the roster. So, personally, I think I'd rather have it be Dax Milne because I think he would be the most effective wide receiver out of those 3. And, you just drafted him, and he can be that, punt returner where I don't think he's going to be flashy and get you a bunch of yards, but he's going to be able to catch the ball and, maybe get a few yards. And, DeAndre Carter and Steven Sims both have had fumbling issues in the past. So we'll see who ends up being the punt returner and even kick returner because, it could be Danny Johnson, but, he played no defensive snaps last year or very, few. So who knows if he is the kick returner this year. John Bates, again, impressing people in practice. I really, really am high on him. He caught a contested pass with Kendall Fuller all over him. I keep saying it and I'll say it again. Bates is going to surprise some people. That's what Zach Selby said. And, I made a video about John Bates, and, I really think he's going to have a pretty good year and is going to be an impact player. The stats might not show it, he might not have, 500 plus yards, but I think he's going to, be a solid threat in the pass game, but also be a really good blocker for us, especially in the run game, which is really, really going to help us out. And we're going to be able to play in 2 tight end sets, which we really weren't able to do last year. So I'm excited to see what he can do this season. And then Rivera said that expectations for Antonio Gibson is take another big step. He was a scoring machine for Washington last season. And yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, we definitely need to, or Scott Turner definitely needs to involve him a little bit more in the passing game, in my opinion, and that really will take him to another level. I think he only had 247 receiving yards last year. Let's get that up to hopefully around 400 receiving yards or more and get him a couple receiving touchdowns. But last year he was a red zone machine, especially near the goal line and getting to the end zone. I think he had like 13 touchdowns, was amazing last year. Unfortunately, his season, kind of got cut short. At least, he missed a couple games because that turf toe and really wasn't fully healthy until a few weeks after the season ended. But I think he definitely is going to take another big step, and hopefully he gets an even bigger workload in the run game, but also in the passing game. Excited to see what he can do. Jarrett Patterson also been impressing a lot in training or in OTAs, especially in the pass catching game. He really didn't do that in college, but has been able to do it so far in OTAs. So that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about anything so far that has happened in OTAs. Again, I don't think it's a big deal that Chase Young isn't here. He'll be here next week, and that's what's important. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. Peace.